What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of the Cardinal Review. I am your host, the Cardinal, and today we're here to talk about a very special video game. It's one that's not very popular and no one knows about it. No one's ever heard about this franchise, and so I'm here to sort of tell you it's a hidden gem. It's something that you may not know about. I digress. I'm being an asshole. We're going to talk about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And Let's Go Pikachu if you're wrong. Just kidding, you're fine. Yeah, so this is a game that came out, published by Nintendo, created by Nintendo, and made by the original developers of the original Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. And this actually is a pseudo remake slash reboot slash, first crack at a console Pokemon RPG full on just thing integrated with a mobile game. How is it? How is this game? Is it this cash grab bullshit that they just created to bridge the gap for the Pokemon Go players, or is it a legitimate mainline Pokemon game? Is this for babies? Is it for old people? Is it for cats? Is it for sea lions? Maybe all of the above. So sit back, sit tight, and just enjoy my thoughts on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee / Pikachu. Now, let's start with the soundtrack. It is absolutely brilliant because it's the same soundtrack that you remember from Pokemon Yellow, but just done really well, remixed with better instrumentation. It is wonderful, and I love it. It's really well done, actually, though. Like, all kidding aside, it's really, really well done. There's these tunes that you remember as a kid, but they're, chip tunes from a Game Boy, and they're like, obviously still MIDI, they're still, keyboard, but man, it sounds really good. Like, they really did a good job remixing these songs. And also, all the Pokemon screeches and the original little things are there, the fun sound effects and noises. One thing I will say that is a little strange is the fact that Pikachu and Eevee both go, Pika Pika, and Eevee's like, Eevee, because for some reason his name's Eevee. He thinks his name's Eevee, and it is the cutest fucking thing ever. He thinks his name's Eevee. Thinks it's Eevee. It's wrong, and it's so cute. Shut up. Go to hell. Anyways, so yeah, the soundtrack's great. The sound design is pretty good. The only thing, like I said, is a little strange because those two characters say their name, and the other Pokemons just go, and that's fucking strange. But it's fine. It's still nostalgic, and I get why they did it. So now that brings me to visuals. The visuals are really interesting and also very well done. The visuals are not what, they're not like God of War or Red Dead. They're cartoony to an extent, but they're meant to be that way, and they look really crisp, and just it just pops, man. The colors, the Pokemon designs just pop. They look good. I don't know. It's what I wanted out of a Pokemon game. At first, when it didn't demo well. When I first saw these visuals, I was like, okay, it's fine, but like, it didn't grab me. But when I actually played it on my television, and I was like, damn, this actually looks really good, especially when there's some close-ups of some of the characters' faces, and there's this interesting anime layover, the cell shading almost over this nice like claymation style anime graphics that they have going. It's really cool. I'm not describing it accurately at all, but it's very good. That brings us to gameplay. The king, right? the big thing everyone is freaking out about, motion controls. You don't fight the Pokemons anymore. You gotta capture them with the Pokeballs, and you gotta be in the motion controls, and it's all DLC and evil and Satan and Star Wars Battlefront. For some reason, we're just gonna throw that in there, and Hitler. No, it's not the fucking dumpster fire everyone was expecting. This game is really, really fun. Yes, the motion controls are a little finicky. When you get into a battle with Pokemon, you know, you do have to throw your apparatus, whether or not you're playing with the Pokeball controller, which I endorse wholeheartedly. It's amazing and I love it. The Joy-Con, which is the worst way of the 3 ways to play this game, I will say. Do not play with a Joy-Con if you have other options, because that is my least favorite way to play with it. Handheld is probably the easiest way to play with it, or the most accessible, because it sort of just works and it feels most natural. But man, that Pokeball feels really good though. It feels it's like a much more it's got this really cool feedback, you know? It's a much more visceral Pokemon experience. It's weird using the word visceral and Pokemon in the same sentence, but I mean, it really is. It really does make you feel like you're a Pokemon trainer, and then when you catch the ball and it's moving around and then it catches and the little green light shows up, and then the fucking Pokemon inside makes this little noise through the ball and it rumbles and then, you know, you caught this fucker and you're like, damn, that is fucking cool. This is sort of the game I've been waiting for since the anime came out. And not saying it's perfect, but I'm just saying this is sort of the visuals and the soundtrack and the fact that you have the Pokeball and the you know, the visceral nature of catching a Pokemon and the feedback. It all feels so much closer to what I feel like they originally wanted us to experience than we've ever gotten before. Is it the best Pokemon game ever? No, probably not. And no, it's not. But it's really, really fun, and it's fucking addicting. I played this game. I mean, I had Red Dead to play. I had Assassin's Creed to play. I have all these other fucking games. I have a 4K television. This beautiful shit. All I kept wanting to play is I wanted to come home and just play Pokemon. Like, and I'm not the biggest Pokemon fucking fan in the world. I'm really not. I like Pokemon a lot, but I loved Red, Blue, and Yellow. Those were my things. I'm a Gen 1er, whatever the fuck you call them, who fucking liked the first thing and then kind of fell off the others. It just got too complex, and then a lot of people were like, oh, there's no breeding in this one, there's no held items, there's no fucking Pokebutts in this one, and it's all basic, blah, blah, blah. Dude, fuck off. It works the best when it's basic. And that brings me to the fact that, guess what? Yeah, there's motion controls and there's the fucking catching mechanic from Pokemon Go and the catching, but once you get into an actual battle with a trainer, it's like the fucking Pokemon games, except the graphics are good. It looks like a good fucking game. It doesn't look like bullshit. Not that the other ones look like bullshit, and pixel art is great. I love pixel art. But come on. We've been waiting forever to see this shit. You know, when Pokemon Stadium first came out on 64, we were like, wow, this is so cool. I can't wait till they do this with an actual RPG mechanic and not just, you know, us just battling Pokemon. That's all it is. Yeah, it's like that, but it fucking, you know, it looks great. And I think that's the point. A lot of people are going to still feel divided about the motion controls, and that's fine. But what it does do is it helps break up the monotony between catching Pokemon and fighting trainers, because you're no longer sending your Pokemon out there to battle one till it's about to be dead and blah, blah, blah. And also, there's no random battles because you can see the fucking Pokemon on the screen. Like, you know, a la Dragon Quest, a la Chrono Trigger. You know, you can actually see the characters before you fight them. There's no random battles anymore. Death to random battles. I mean, it's so liberating to just go out and be like, hey, there's a fucking Gyarados. I'm just gonna go catch the Gyarados. Instead of just wandering around in the water for 30 minutes trying to find one, you just see one and you go to it. Yeah, it may still take a minute for him to spawn, but it's like so much more organic that way. Also, the one other complaint I will have, it does feel a little like there should be voice acting at this point, you know? There's still, you know, it's just weird. I mean, not all things need to be voice acted, but I feel like when Professor Oak is talking to you, or when your rival is talking to you, there should maybe be a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of spoken dialogue. I don't think your character should be spoken, but Professor Oak and the rival and maybe the Elite Four, maybe the gym leaders should have a little bit of voices. I don't know. It seems like that may be a thing they should add in this next year, this next mainline 2019 Pokemon game. But overall, the presentation, the visuals, the soundtrack, and the gameplay is just this loop. It's that fucking loop, man. It's the loop. It fucking works. And it's streamlined, sure. They took out a bunch of stuff, sure. But you know what? I got lost after Black and White, and they added, with X and Y and fucking Sun and Moon, man. I mean, they were fun, they were fine, but they lost me. And maybe it's because it started to feel too samey. Maybe it's because they added way too much shit and it just didn't vibe with me. I don't know. But this one just pulled me the fucking... Played it all the way till I beat the Elite Four. I could not wait to jump. I still can't wait to go back, and train. And the fact that they added these online modes, the battling and the trading. And if you don't know, a little pro tip: just add if you're looking for some trading or battles, but you don't know anyone or you don't have any friends on Switch, which most people don't, because you have to enter a 1,000-digit code. Just put Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu as your code. And a lot of people are doing that, so it's kind of like a random matchmaking thing. It's really cool. Another pro tip, if you need to press the Y button, but you're playing with the Pokeball controller, shake the fucking thing. That's the Y button. You shake it. No one ever told me that. I had to look really deep to find that out. I watched tons of YouTube videos, never, ever heard that. So just a pro tip there. But yes, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu is one of my favorite games of the year. It's in my top 5 favorite games of the year. It is far from perfect. It is nowhere near being a masterpiece like Red Dead or God of War. But Jesus, man, it is just, it's addictive and it's fun. And I think that's the thing we need to just focus on. This game is fun. It's really, really fucking fun. It is like the game, I mean, I had, for a fucking reference point, I have Red Dead at home that I need to finish. I have Pokemon that I just bought. I should be very engaged in Red Dead. I should be beating that game. I love it. I love Red Dead. It's really good. It's a very good game. But like every time I got home, I just wanted to play Pokemon. I did. I wanted to play it so much. And it just, I don't know. Call it nostalgia. Call it simplicity, call me a Gen 1er, whatever you want to do, but it's just a good, solid fucking game and definitely worth your time. So pick the game up. I give it 20 stars out of 23 stars. JK, LOL. That's my opinion. This has been an episode of the Cardinal Review. Thank you for watching. And remember, you go catch them all, okay? Because they're not going to catch themselves.